2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks with the Kizer Sheepdog as my only knife. I have carried the same knife for 2 weeks. I can't say that I've done that in 6+, I mean, maybe even more than that, years. It's been a long time since I carried the same knife for 2 weeks straight. And a lot of it has to do with just, oh, this video is not in the right format. Why? That's all right. We'll flip it over, I guess. You know, I'm gonna alter it when I edit it. But I just lately, like, since I got this knife, I've found I really enjoy it and I like it, and it does the job. And I wanted to see how 154 cm would do after 2 weeks of use. And it's still, I have a knife, I'm over my cardboard bin right now, in case you're wondering. I processed all this cardboard over the last 2 weeks, and I'm doing this one-handed. This is pretty hard. It's like zoomed in. Should get like a mini tripod to hold around with me. Anyway, it's still sharp. I'm trying to demonstrate it, but yeah, can't do it while holding it one-handed. Anyway, it's still shaving. We'll do a cut test later, but it's still shaving sharp. Still slices through paper, just no big deal. Haven't stropped it, haven't sharpened it. This is the factory edge, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, factory edge doesn't mean anything." Well, you know, for a lot of guys, they won't, when they go out and buy a knife, they won't sharpen it. Like, they're not just gonna immediately sharpen a knife. I think that's the minority. I've done that many times. I do sharpen my own knives on my wicked edge all the time, but I kind of sometimes like to see what a factory edge will do. And to me, if it's sharp, you know, I don't really need to spend the time sharpening it. You know, I'm not in love with sharpening that much, honestly. But yeah, it's held up great. Processed this whole bin of cardboard over 2 weeks. Been my only knife I've carried and used for the last 2 weeks for everyday tasks. And the 154 cm is still super sharp, and the action is fantastic. Hasn't moved, has developed zero blade play, is a very comfortable knife in the hand. The cleaver blade shape is excellent for everyday tasks, especially my everyday tasks, because honestly, what do I cut most? Cardboard, 90% of the time. The occasional other material, but this does a great job at that as well. So guys, 2 weeks of the same knife. See if you can do it. Let me know what knife you pick and if you can go that full 2 weeks. And I can honestly keep going. I haven't got anything new in 2 weeks. This is the last time I bought, so I don't have anything new to review or anything. Knife-wise, I've been kind of focusing more on gun stuff lately, the night vision and some other stuff gun related. So I don't know if that's changing. I'm not fully, this happens to me all the time where I shift hobbies back and forth. I've always been into both, but I'll kind of put more emphasis on one at a time, and I think knives are taking the back burner for right now. But want to give you an update on this guy. Been going strong 2 weeks straight. Like I said, I'll put a tripod up and do a little, just show you the sharpness and everything from the factory that's kept its factory edge for 2 weeks without stropping. I have not stropped this, just so you know. All right, guys, thanks for watching. All right, guys, it'll be 3 weeks today that I've been carrying the Kizer Sheepdog full size with the thumb hole opening, and I think I have the factory edge, haven't stropped it, no sharpening. I think I finally may have, yeah, it's snagging right about there. I don't feel any edge down or anything. I think I finally may have gotten to the point where I need to at least strop it. I mean, it still cuts pretty cleanly too, so honestly, for most people, yeah, I mean, it's still slicing, kind of ripping that paper a little bit, so it definitely needs to be stropped. But that's 3 weeks of use on 154 cm from Kizer, which is pretty good. My standard use is probably not as heavy as a lot of people's, but I have used it often. Cut down a lot of boxes, used it camping, for food prep, for lots of stuff. I mean, just everyday general use that I would normally do. It's lasted 3 weeks without a sharpening or even a strop. If I strop it right now, it'll be fine. I'm good to go. It won't even need to be sharpened. So it's been really weird to have carried the same knife for the last 3 weeks, but also I think I gained a better appreciation of a knife doing that. I don't do it often enough, and I think I'm going to start doing it, maybe doing a series of where I just carry one knife and one type of steel for as long as I can until it needs to be stropped or sharpened, probably just stropped even, and kind of see, you know, how it gives you a better extended use of the knife and a better understanding. My initial thoughts are still the same, pretty much. Like, I still really like the knife. I still think it's a great budget offering for around 80 bucks, I think. $79, I think, is what I paid. The action's super good. Love the thumb hole opener. The size I thought was too big at first is actually really, really good. Like, it's just a great size for EDC. And I've just really been enjoying this folder, and it's super surprised at how well the 154 CM has held up. And it just kind of gets my mind going, like, do we really need super steels? I mean, I would say 90% of us, maybe not 90, but there's definitely a percentage of guys that really use their knives a ton and need higher edge retention, and you know, and I get that those people are out there, but I think for so many of us that a steel like this is just 100% sufficient for daily use. And we don't need M390, and we don't need, you know, these super steels. Now, they're fun. I like, you know, you've seen this channel and followed it. I like having those super steels, like testing them out, see what they're capable of. But edge retention is only one part of the story, right? And the edge is held up really well stability-wise on this too, which I've been pretty impressed with. And again, I haven't been hammering it through stuff. I haven't been doing anything crazy, but I have hit a few staples while cutting. I have, like I said, I used it camping, did some hard stuff on some wood, which can, and usually will end up like either rolling your edge or at least dulling it, and it's still pretty sharp. So I've been pretty impressed with Kizer's 154 CM, but I think 154 CM in general is a good steel. I mean, Benchmade used it for years. Emerson still uses it. People always give Emerson crap. Why are you using such an old crappy steel? Because they've got the heat treat down and it works well. It's a good steel, guys. It's not bad. Like, let's take a step back and like really think about what we do on a daily basis and how we use our knives. And I think you'll understand that you don't need anything crazy like for steel wise. Most people. Again, there's gonna be those guys that comment, and please do. Hey, I use my knife tons every single day, just tons and tons of cardboard, tons of abrasive materials. Then yeah, you probably need a better steel, unless you just want to sharpen your knife more often. There's that too. You know, that's a skill that I think a lot of enthusiasts in the community don't have. And I made a video about it not too long ago, and so did Clint and Alchemy One. And just, you know, making sure you have a good sharpening system, you know, that you can sharpen your knife when it does get dull, instead of just changing it up for the next one in your collection. But I think I'm gonna stop carrying this one now. 3 weeks I think is a good amount of time. I do like it a lot though, so maybe I'll keep carrying it, we'll see. But I'm also going to check out S45 VN. I have a pair of 3. I've already used it quite often. So I may strop it and then just use it and carry it only for, you know, the next 3 weeks or something like that. Continue to do something like that and just really help appreciate the steel you use and the knife itself. You know, I think you get a better idea, a real review, instead of just unboxing the knife and putting it down and then, you know, carrying it for a few days. Hey, this is my review. You know, I think you really, 3 weeks is I don't know if it's the standard, maybe a month, maybe people think it should be 6 months, whatever. And I'll probably upload this video and it probably won't get very many views because it's not the hot new knife anymore. That's kind of how YouTube is lately, right? It's like the videos that get all the views, or this is the latest folder, this is the latest knife out there. But you know, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this experiment works out and see if I want to continue making these kind of videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.